Hello, everyone. If you couldn't hear me, it was entirely my fault. I didn't have the microphone on. Everyone, please calm down. We're going to be fine. Welcome to the show. It is not only dark, it is after dark because I am here and I am me and you are you. And I don't know what you're doing here. However, we're here and I have my lime Ricky leg. I have my lemon back as per. I didn't have it last time and I was just without it. It wasn't the same. I need a little citrus business going on there. A few matters of housekeeping before we begin and before I bluster through the comments. And of course, when I do the limericks, I consider myself perhaps a dilettante of limericks. I have that casual interest in them. I don't really want to write my own. I just have a casual, dilettante-ish interest in the art of the limerick. A couple pieces of business. One, to my Key to the City members, today I started the open call for questions for this month's Ask Me RJ. So I will be filming that at the beginning of next week. So you have till the end of this week, meaning Sunday, to get your questions in. There's some in there already, and they are fantastic. Number one. Number two, I will not be doing After Dark next week because I'm going to the drive-in premiere of You Cannot Kill David Arquette. It's at a drive-in in Oakville. This is the Canadian premiere, and I will be going with my parents. My parents want to go, so I'm going to have to watch this movie, which I've seen a bunch of times, and it upsets me greatly. I'm going to have to watch it in a car with my parents. So I will look forward to that, and I will let you know how that experience goes. Let's go through the comments. Sleeping Energy says, drunk, smoking, but had a feeling something was on. I'm always on. As character said to the kids on South Park that banged his teacher, nice. It's an odd quote. Richard said, good morning, RJ. Good evening to you. Clint said, hello, RJ. How are you and your entertaining style? Well, I'm dropping a little cleavage, if that gives you any indication. Erin is dropping the lime Rickies already. She's high on the emojis. Bill said, in the best Vincent Price voice, ooh, I want to say this one. Another lovely day begins with ghosts and ghouls with greenish skin. So close your eyes and you will find that you've arrived at Frightenstein. Perhaps the Count will find a way to make his monster work today. For if he solves this monster mania, he can return to Transylvania. So welcome where the sun won't shine, to the castle of Count Frightenstein. And there's a laugh, and then the intro starts. Everyone's got their lime Rickies in the lounge. So nice. Hello, Sabrina. Sabrina, I did see on Sunday. She had a horrible time, as I predicted, which is fantastic. Karen said good morning to everyone. Sean said, well, this is embarrassing. My name is Gray. I'll rectify this as soon as possible. I appreciate that. Why is your name Gray? Is your name Gray Flagstaff? Andrea is here. She says hi and hello, which is, how a writer speaks. It's very elaborate. Jordan said, hey, friends. Hunter said, your hair is especially poofy today. Is that Pantene? It's Brute. I wash my hair with Brute. I don't know why. I think it has a lot to do with the heat. I feel like I also just recently had a shower, 2 hours ago. And that's probably why. It's before it gets all flattened. Ty says, well, hi, cult chat. Bill says, Nails Hunter and Ty. See, the best part is I can skip all these comments because people saying hi to other people. Chad said, good evening, RJ. Thanks for the email. The Chadverse is thriving. Chad ordered, I believe, either a shirt or a mug. I can't remember which. He ordered it yesterday, but either way, I sent him back a nasty email in response, centering on his name. Jay said, got a quick question out of the gate. What's a better wrestling documentary, Wrestling with Shadows or Beyond the Mat? I mean, it's hard because as a whole, Beyond the Mat covers really, to me, the entire business. Wrestling with Shadows is very specific. Obviously to the WWE, that time and place, and the story of Brett. And it's always so suspicious that so much of that went down in the way it did while a camera was there. And having filmed a documentary now, like the one with David, you see how many things are left in and cut out and whatever. So you just really wish you could see every second of footage that they have. My favorite was the director's cut of Beyond the Mat. There's some extra scenes at the end of the VHS. The movie stops, and at the end of the VHS, there's these incredible clips that I never saw before. Dave said, do you wear a suit or a tux while watching a premiere in a car? I worry about wrinkles. You know what? I'm just going to curl up in the trunk and shut my eyes for 90 minutes. Sean said, oh, hey, I'm here under a different name. Not quite famous among the Barnes. Good evening, all. Sean Jex. Who the hell are you? I want famous. I want my Barnes back. Missy said, hope your parents don't wind up in the back seat. Yeah, making out. Jordan said, no after dark. Hearsay, good start. Well, look, I will be dark in a trunk trying not to watch David's film. QD21 said, yesterday was my 26th birthday. And to you, I say happy birthday, dear QD21, which is now obvious. Happy birthday to you. It's obvious that you made this 5 years ago when you were 21. Nam said, I hope they have good snacks at the drive-in. I don't know what the pandemic rules are, the distancing rules, all that thing. I don't know if you can get out of the car. Ty 5 said, bleep bloop, David Leonard. I hope you're doing well. Nail said, hello, everyone. Who said hello to me? David Leonard said, good morning, Mr. City. And MPDMD said, good evening, fine sir. I feel very mature. Clint said, did you change your hairstyle? I don't know what the hell went on. Rowan said, yes. Cheers, RJ. Good evening. Love the Frightenstein throwback. Sabrina agrees that she had a horrible time. Bill said, I tried to get most of it in, but you can only type so much, which sucks. Can't really wax poetic with a monologue in there. Val said, hey, hello, RJ. Hello, cult members. Bill said, hope you are okay, Sabrina. No RJ mug injuries. As you know, of everyone that bought mugs, Sabrina was the only one, not only to get her handle, it arrived broken, but she's now cut herself on the mug. I warned you all. I said, I'm a heel. Do not buy my merchandise. You went ahead and did it anyway, Sabrina, and now you're facing the consequences. And I washed my hands for 20 seconds, and I lathered really, really well. Yolanda is here. She said, hey, your hair looks lovely. And you know what, Yolanda, in honor of you, and I know it's early, but you're early, so let's start off with a nice little limerick here. There once was a eunuch of Roylum, took 2 eggs to the cook and said, boil 'em. I'll sling 'em beneath my inadequate sheath and slip into the harem and foil 'em. So a eunuch, he had did not have fully formed male genitalia or testicles, basically. So he got the chef to hard boil eggs, and he took 2 eggs and he put them under, to my understanding, his empty ball sack to puff it out and make it look like he indeed had full testicles. And he went to the harem. He was basically a sorority house of women, and said, look at me. I don't have eggs for balls. I'm just totally normal. Let's do this. Somebody scramble my eggs, he said. That one was for you, Yolanda, so good luck. Sean said, Beyond the Mat is probably the better movie, but Wrestling with Shadows is a huge part of possibly the biggest story in wrestling history. Absolutely. And there are, fantastic. Neither of them are bad. They're both really, really good. And there has been a lot of horrible wrestling documentaries. Jordan Patrick said, Wrestling with Shadows is much more dramatic. I really love both, but I'm not booked. RJ, yeah, Beyond the Mat, I would give the nod to because it's so quotable. Jones has potential. Modest is ready. David said, good morning, Karen. Sabrina said, I do have a Band-Aid over the cut. I'm good. Dave said, are you hoping WWE buy some indie footage that includes you so you can be on the network? No, I'm hoping they give me the money. I have plenty of footage on my YouTube. It's good stuff. They can give that money to me. I don't need them to give it to some booker I didn't have a deal with. I was on that YouTube Zoom call. I was already on. Give me the money. I have the content. You want coffee and underwear with Austin? It's going to cost you a Cobb salad. Andrea Hank said, in honor of your lovely hair tonight, what the hell is going on? Do you have any product, shampoo, or conditioner recommendations? Funniest thing, and I didn't use it tonight, so I'm not saying this is responsible for that. This wonderful gal got me this customized shampoo. And you do this quiz online. And you say, where do you live? Oh, the water's very hard. What kind of hair do you have? Whatever. And they send you this customized bottle of shampoo tailored to your needs, what they feel like you want to get out of your hair. And it's called Pure. P-U-R or something, I think. And it's delightful. And I've enjoyed it immensely. Other than that, I think what really helps me is washing and rinsing my hair under cold water. Closes the pores. Because I get oily as shit. It's bad. Because I got open pores. And the cold water closes the pores. Balances everything out. Gives you a nice shine. I hope that helps. Nail said, do you now have a permanent gig on Busted Open? I was just talking about this. Like, I don't know if it's permanent. I would say I'm certainly a recurring character, perhaps a semi-regular. Let me get closer. I'm too far away. And it's oh Lord, and it's fun. I enjoy it a lot. So I was on today to promote that on Sunday from I believe 2 to 4 is the big SummerSlam Busted Open pre-show kickoff to the kickoff. It's the punt to the kickoff, and I will be hosting a version of Match Game. And the celebrities will be Dave LaGreca, Mark Henry, Bully Raymond, and Thomas Dreamer. So I am pleased as punch. And we have 2 surprise contestants who I don't even know, so I can't even announce. I wrote all the questions, though. So I'm excited to play. If you want to join us, you can, I believe you can listen on the radio, but you can also register and join the Zoom party so you can actually watch it. I just tweeted about it like an hour ago. It's on my Twitter if you want to find it, or in the Busted Open thing. But it's going to be a hoot. I love Tommy and Bully and Mark, and I'm going to give them a bunch of shit because that is basically all I do. Neil said, it only took 5 minutes for RJ to make me belly laugh. Well, isn't that sweet? Clint said, I hope you're in a movie about like a thrilling movie one. Yes, as opposed to this David Arquette crap. Dave said, we see you in the weekend mornings and the weekday nights. When is your afternoon stream starting? I'd love to do a brunch stream just for like 15 minutes. It's a good time to check in with people. I'm actually usually napping. So I get up in the mornings, and now I got this at night. The middle of the day is just shot. Maybe we could all nap together. How many people would just watch me nap on a stream? Like 45 minutes would be fantastic. Tabby said, okay, based on my YouTube viewing the past couple of days and seeing what's getting hits, have you considered heel wrestler reacts to? I have. There's a bunch of stuff coming out. I'm happy to announce there's a new Streets of Rage video with Jessamine Duke. We did a full run in arcade mode. Nothing dropped out, so we got to test our miserable skills and a couple other things. So hang tight. But that's a good one. I'm adding it to the list. Steve said, good evening, RJ, and all. Nail said, I think it's a lighter light so we can see more of your hair. That's true. And it's so weird. It's the same light, but I don't know. Sometimes the camera, I find, has different sensitivity settings. Usually it's totally dark and mysterious. I feel like it's 8 o'clock in the morning here. Heel merch kills, said Ham. That's for sure. Dave said, we need RJ sippy cups so we can avoid injury. Sean said, if you weren't who you are, what would your objective review of David's movie be? It's really hard to separate myself because, well, let me put it like this. Because I'm in it, I don't like it. So if I wasn't in it, I would probably like it. That's just the way I operate. Yolanda liked the limerick. Bill said, when was the last time you went to a drive-in? I honestly have never been to a drive-in, ever. I've never been. Last time for me when I was a kid, saw Comedy of Terrors with Vincent Price and Blood of Dracula with Christopher Lee. I'd rather go to that. Clint said, hey, RJ, is Danhausen, will he be invited to watch the movie on Thursday? No, Hausen. No, he will not. Sabrina said, the sass from you. Kiana's here. She said, imagine unzipping a dude's pants and finding deviled eggs. Kiana, I'm sure you found worse. Yolanda said, yeah, he had no stuff, so the eggs would do. Oh, Lord, I have to get through all these comments. Tomorrow's the big showdown in Montreal. That's a quote from Wrestling with Shadows. Richard said he's gonna puke. Nail said, are you taking a date to the premiere? Yes. One is my mother and the other is my father. Deviled eggs are really good, said Dave. One of those foods that you only see at family parties but can be much more regular. Let me skip. Hunter said, I'm wine drunk and I just had an awkward conversation with my DoorDash driver about why my building requires a key card to enter. What's a story you've had about an awkward delivery Uber situation. Oh, the worst is like I think I've been with like David or I've been with Elliot who played Thorn on Splat-A-Lot, and we'd be in a hotel and I like just got out of the shower and they were about to shower and the room service came, so I'm in a towel and they're in a towel and it's like, hey, just put the cart over there. That'll be a fine. Texas High Flyer said, I love Marcus Henry. So do I. Yolanda said, you know what? You should read some of the dirty, nasty, disgusting lyrics poetry from WAP. WAP. Never heard of it. WAP, WAP, WAP. Is that like a cartoon kind of thing? Sounds like fun. Salunsa Hanna-Barbera. House Rage sent me a lovely turquoise donation and said, hey, RJ, finally able to catch a stream. And even better than that, it seems like House Rage's profile picture is that of Tor Johnson. Former professional wrestler, maybe, but best known in Plan 9 from Outer Space, best known as an Ed Wood cast member. Joe said, making omelets with RJ, ball omelets. Bill said, match game with RJ. Now, this will be the best thing this year. That's true. Aaron said, do you have a long, skinny microphone for that gig? Indeed, I do. Napstream, do it. Kiana said, yeah, you get up as early as hell. That's very true. Nail said, I'm so up for creepy cult napping. Charles would watch you nap. I have a feeling he already has. Hunter said they do sleep nap streams on Twitch. I'd say some people would watch. It's more of a performance art thing, really. Naptown with RJ and friends said Nam IXD. Jordan said, what makes it a cult? Well, people watch him sleep. I think that's it. Is this like, this is going to turn into Wild Wild Country. Once I grow the beard, I start dispensing more mystical advice. Neil said, RJ sleepy. Yeah, bravo. Hunter said, I watched Charles react to watching RJ nap. Rowan said, it just got an extra little wave to it tonight. Still damp? No, I think it's just at the peak of its dryness. Like it's still freshly dried. Dave said, is there a scene in the Arquette doc where someone says, RJ isn't Denzel, but he could be Denzel's friend? That was another incredibly weird scene that I think was mostly bullshit, Dave. I can't see that even happening in reality. Tabby said, last time I was at the drive-in, let's all go to the drive-in. I got angry at my date and slammed the car door into his junk, and then it turned out to be 2 hard-boiled eggs. He started singing out of sadness and ending up getting up between the projector and the screen. Well, why did you leave him? Oh, Tabby. Ham said, if you could shrink down and ride any bird as a steed, what bird would you choose? Pretend there is no danger, you won't get eaten. I'm staying my same size, and I'm riding a fucking emu. Oh my God. Have you seen the eggs on these things? No one is getting in my way. That thing is made to be ridden. They just haven't quite been tamed yet. Kiana said, somehow RJ missed the 5 million tweets about WAP, but Danhausen did it. I like to buck the trends. I don't like to just jump on the bandwagon like that just because everyone else is tweeting about it. I get it. I like it. I'm sure it's good. I'm just not one to like, hey, where's everyone going? I mean, look at me. No one is doing this, and probably for a good reason. Hunter said, if I donate $5, will you watch it then sing WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion? No, I just explained why I won't, and now I can't. Thanks for being late, Hunter. Sean said, somebody please clip WAP, WAP, WAP. Body Slammer said, what's your feeling about the passing of Kamala? Well, it's sad and tragic. He was always a sweet guy. Any indie show I was on with him. And he also had an album, which I had played in the car years and years ago. I think we got it from him on an indie show. And it was like, put on your coat, put on your hat. He had like that boom, 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 that kind of voice. And he was adorable and just a really, really sweet guy, and had, I think, a longer and deeper and more diverse career than you would know on the surface. He did a lot of really good stuff. House of Ray said, nope, that's 100% me, but I did train for 5 years in California, SPW. Oh, well, that is delightful. My apologies. It's too small. I can't see. But still, I'm going to pretend it's Tor Johnson. Neil said, I wonder if there's a Splat-A-Lot Reddit where someone told a story about taking room service to Gildor and Thorn and them being lovers. There has been some weird Reddit stuff, especially when the castle was abandoned, and then people would come on about their experiences on the show, who got hurt or who didn't get their prize. I think everyone was supposed to get an iPad or something. I can't remember the whole thing about that. But, especially with those Reddit threads of TV shows, yeah, it turns out the show takes a long time to film and nothing is as fun as it looks. The goal is to make it more fun than it is. That's why it's television. SM said, since we're talking about hair today, yes, we are. Have you heard of a hack making your hair shinier? You pour cold coffee on your hair after shampooing, let it sit, then rinse with warm water. Total waste of coffee. I agree that it's a waste of coffee. I think a lot of people, they have shampoos with caffeine in them for that reason. I don't know why it does that, but yeah, it would bother me. And I don't know if I want to have hair that smells like coffee. It's not good. It's not good. It would make me constantly want coffee. Sometimes I do a vinegar rinse, which makes my head smell like vinegar for like 2 days. It's disgusting, and I don't go near people. Andrea said, I've been into a drive-in once. Caddyshack 2, the wonderful Jackie Mason, and Soap Dish with a friend and her parents, and I was too young for that and so bored. Well, I'm going with my parents, and I would only be so lucky that they mix up the reels and they put on Jackie Mason and Caddyshack 2. Sean said, don't discount Torg Johnson's role in Bride of the Atom. This is a Torg Johnson tribute thread. Clint said, how many people do you think would watch the movie, RJ? I hope a lot, but I don't have a back-end deal, so it doesn't matter to me. Tabby said, Torg Johnson as portrayed by George the Animal Steel in Tim Burton's biopic, Ed Wood. David Leonard said, I was watching old streams and saw your stream with Dalton and David originating from the thriving metropolis of Jonesboro, Arkansas. If I had known you were in town, I would have sent you a Cobb salad. David, you're a Jonesboro man? What an odd town. A lot of nothing and then a lot of really nice stuff. It was really all over the place. But David's was filming a movie near there. And will, I think, be filming more stuff. So I may be in Jonesboro yet. Cactus Kelly said, have you ever walked out of a movie or seen others do so? As a youngster, I watched half of the audience leave during Gone Fishing, starring Joe Pesci and Danny Glover. Dear Lord, I hate walking out of movies. It gives me anxiety. But I wanted to walk out of Anchorman 2. It was that bad, especially because I loved the first one and the second one was just like... I did see people walk out of The Aristocrats. I saw it in New York, in Malvern, and there were a bunch of old people there who thought, this is a thing about comedy. It'll be fun. And it was way more filthier than that. So they all got up and left. But that was fun to see. Richard said, what was your longest match? I think it was about 45 or 50 minutes. And it was a tag match. It was me and a gentleman named Anthony Darko against Jake O'Reilly and Sean Spears in Oshawa. And what had happened was, I think there was another show right before us, like a couple hours away, that some people were going to wrestle on and then make this show and wrestle on this show. And that show ran late or started late or whatever, and they didn't make it. So there was like a good 2 or 3, what's in my eyes? There was a good 2 or 3 matches, I think, cut out of that card. So we had all this time to fill, but it was amazing. It's one of those things where like, it sounds really challenging in your head to go that long. And then you pace yourself and you know, after the first 10, 15, you get into this like groove. Once you get your second wind, then it feels like it stays and it's a lot more fun. You really loosen up, which tells me I probably don't warm up enough before I wrestle. Jordan said, Kiana, Danhausen has his finger on the pulse. And that's not an innuendo. No, he does have his finger on his pulse, and he's not feeling anything. Body Slammer said, here's new merch, RJ City face masks. I feel like I missed the peak of the face mask trend. I feel like it's a saturated market right now. Nails walked out of the Producers movie. That's bold. Bill said, I would only watch you nap if you wore those mustaches. We can see where the mustache ends up at the end of the nap. It would be great if we could, as I blew out. SM said, if you stream your napping, you could release a new Culk shirt that would serve as our official pajama top. SM said, you should nap with a piece of tape on your bed to see where it ends up when you wake up. Yeah, we all have a good laugh. Hunter said, this is why After Dark doesn't get the donations. No fan service. That's fair. That's fair. This is for ardent cult members. Glenn said, hey, RJ, I got to ask, if you're finally invited in a movie about a superhero and you've chosen your role, will it be a hero, villain, or just random guy? I really want to choose a random guy. Just walking in the background. Has anyone seen my newspaper? Hunter said songs are better than limericks, but people resonate with the limericks. It's smaller market, but it's more passionate. Ba-boom, boom, boom. Yes, Ty. He had a ba-boom, boom, boom voice. Boom, 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 boom. Dave said, which wrestler has the best music album that you actually listen to? Please tell me it's Randy Savage's Be a Man. Are there any other ones I listen to? No, that's honestly the only one I listen to at length. I'm not a real joke wrestling album guy. I like normal comedy albums, but those are the wrestling ones are neither funny nor musically sound. Sean said, have you read Kamala Speaks? His memoir autobiography. I have not. I apologize. Oh Lord, the chat's going all over the place. I missed this whole thing. Oh, there we go. Not a literary masterpiece by any means, but definitely an interesting read about his life and career. Yes, and I think there's been a couple of really good obituaries spanning the interesting stuff. He did nail said the coffee hair hack wouldn't work for RJ. The butter would just make it greasy. And then she used my animated disappointment. Hunter said, I use a coffee face mask, but I just think if I like the smell of my face, others will want to eat it like Silence of the Lambs. Solo Darling, when she was on Coffee and Underwear, and it's in my YouTube videos if you go back, brought me a coffee face mask. And it was okay, but I was also having coffee at the same time, so it was a little okay. You don't make a pot of coffee and then put it on your face. It's this specific scrub stuff. Pacific? Kiana said, mayonnaise works too, but you're better off getting the actual hair mayonnaise product. Yes, from Rocco's Modern Life. Hunter said, I think I throw up using mayonnaise as a beauty product. Stokely said, is Torg Johnson related to Silky Johnson? No, he's related to Kristen Johnson. Dave said, what's your opinion on Rita Rudner? I find her very funny, and she doesn't need to work blue. I did find her funny. She was also part of that era. I think she gets maligned in that era of that comedic boom, and everyone was just like legendary, ended up being legendary people at the time. So I think she turns into a joke just because maybe she's a little gimmicky with the ballroom dresses and stuff, but I don't think she's bad at all. And I think before all this, she was in Vegas. SM said, how did your show go on Sunday? You obviously nailed the entrance, but what other details can you share? Was the social distancing weirder than you expected it to be? Really wasn't a show. In a traditional sense. It was more of a gathering and like saying hello to people. It was a little weird because everything's all over the place and I think everyone is hesitant and distant. But the first real show is going to be at the same place, September 13th. And I will be wrestling. So batten down the hatches. Neil said, did everyone get super excited to see Jessamine on Raw? I don't usually watch, but she suspiciously retweeted Shane McMahon. So I tuned in hoping she was going to be on. Good investigative work on that one, Nails. House said, I walked out of Cole the Conqueror. Val said, I walked out of Dinner for Schmucks. That movie's so frustrating. I agree. Bill said, they say if you switch up your shampoo once in a while, it will get rid of the grease. Helps to strip your hair as your hair gets used to certain shampoos. I do cycle a few. It is weird how the body will adapt to anything. Tabby said, I would do my aristocrats joke here, but there's only 40 minutes left in the stream. Sean said, I thought you were saying that someone walked out of Disney's The Aristocats, and I was aghast. That movie is filthy. Hunter said, I wish Jessamine was on Raw in a not underground situation, meaning you wish he was above ground. Because in the 20 years I've been a wrestling fan, I think Raw Underground is the least I've ever cared about a wrestling product. Well, then, Hunter, you have never seen me wrestle. Tabby said, oh, and I walked out of a baseball game. Yeah, everybody walks out of a baseball game. They just leave. We're like, man, what is this, a sixth? We got it. We're good. The sun is too much. I don't understand how that sport makes so much money. Isn't that crazy? There's barely anyone there. Well, the tickets are very, very expensive. People watch it on TV. It does incredibly well. On TV, I think it's relatively low risk for the players in general. And when they fill up stadiums, like in the World Series, I went to the Sky Dome, the Rogers Center, when the Blue Jays were in the playoffs a couple years ago, and it was packed. Yolanda said, I just saw somebody on Twitter ask for money towards whore insurance. Now, if she'd have called it freak nasty insurance, I might have given her some money. That's just poor branding. In honor of Yolanda, who is really a freak nasty aficionado, I will read another limerick. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Where's the other one? I had two. I marked them. Ah, there we are. I had these little bookmarks. There was a young fellow named Rule who went to a library school. As he fingered the index, his thoughts ran to sex, and his blood all ran to his tool. So he thought the book, he's running the index, and he was like, well, this is very sensual. This feels like, the bend of a woman's flesh. I had a friend use that phrase once, and it was the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then he got excited. Old Rule. I hate when you read these and you're like, they only came up with this name to rhyme it with something specific. Brandon said, sorry I'm late. Well, get to work, man. Revenge said, what are your thoughts on Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's masterpiece, WAP? You know my thoughts. It's WAP, WAP, WAP. I'm pro WAP. WAP it up. Val loves baseball. Dave said, if you ever have kids, which 1940s actor will you name them after? I want to say Basil Rathbone. I think I'll name one child Rathbone. Brandon said, speaking of movies, what's your price right now? Well, I'm Union Boy, so speak to them. We got rates. Andre Hogg said, sorry I'm late. Everybody's late. Ham said, there once was a man named Tor whose Johnson could break down a door. He lifted his dick and gave it a flick, and the hinges fell down to the floor. Ham Licardio, that is perhaps the best limerick I've heard on the show. Everyone who writes the limericks, it doesn't quite syntactically fit. There's too many syllables sometimes. That was a flawless. You're quite a limerician. I'm proud of you. I'm going to drink to you. Ty said, everyone would buy an RJ City mask. You should do that. You know what that means? That means just Ty would buy it. And she's convincing me to make one just so one person can buy it. Jordan said, I swear there are bots in this chat sometimes. People say some weird shit. Yeah, as opposed to the normal stuff. Nell said, am I the only person who hasn't seen or heard WAP? Well, I just did it for you now. Cactus said, will the David documentary have a mockumentary in the special features called David Arquette Ruined My Life? You know, they filmed for 2 years, and he got up to a lot of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff, obviously, that did not make it into the documentary. I would love to do stuff with it. I would love to tell stories with him about the documentary. We've talked about maybe sitting down and doing that as a video and talking about things, because there's a lot of, the story is really about his life. And there's a lot of, I think, context into the particulars of it that haven't been shown. And there's also an incredible amount of, full matches, which are interesting to watch, given all that. So I'd love to do that. I'd love to do commentary over it. I don't know what the possibilities are, but I would think it would be great. Val has a lovely teal tribute and said, because I appreciate the limericks, because you're sick, Val, because you're a deviant and there's something wrong with you. But I appreciate it. Yolanda said, I almost walked out of Batman versus Superman, but I didn't realize I didn't pay for the ticket, so I toughed it out. If I don't like a movie, I won't even go if it's free. People be like, come on, I'll pay for the ticket. I'll be like, no, it's not worth my time. It's still a waste. There's better bad movies I could watch. Where are we? Clint said, if you dyed your hair before, RJ, what was the color? You want to know? And I should really find pictures of this. When I was in high school for a little bit, I had a red under dye. So this back part here and like what came out underneath, because the back is long there, was red. And I don't want to talk about it. I had this girl do it in my bathtub, and I lived with it, and I thought it was nice. And I don't know quite what I was thinking. Andrea said, I quite enjoy Hulk Hogan's song Beach Patrol, only because he refers to rap music. I want to see Hulk Hogan do rap the way they do WAP. Is it what? Can we call it WAP music? You listen to that WAP? There's a bunch of whoppers over here. Oh no, that came out derogatory, but against me, so it's fine. Neil said, I've seen everyone talking. I've just never clicked on it. Bill said, if the sound goes out during your David documentary, would you, your mom and dad, fill in the voices a la Mystery Science Theater? I don't know how the drive-in works, but I hope it comes through the radio so we can just shut it off like that. That would be amazing. Ty said, speaking of Rocco, have you worn your Rocco shirt yet? You know what, Ty? I haven't, because it's been so hot that I cannot wear any t-shirts. There's other people who got me shirt. My friend at Vintage 905 got me this fabulous Phantom of the Opera shirt. I have not worn. I have a whole cabinet of t-shirts. I haven't even opened it. It makes me so hot. I put them on and I immediately get hot. I will wear it. I'm looking forward to wearing it in September. Brandon said, I would like you to private message me with your ballpark figure for a film role. That sounds ominous. SM said, did you ever listen to WWE Originals, the album where superstars sing? I always remember Rikishi's song, Put a Little Ass on It. And I believe The Rock sang once, and I feel like Lita sang. And then did Jericho? I remember Jericho's song on that. King of My World or something like that. Dear Lord, it was a terrible album. Neil said, if you had a role in the Hulk Hogan movie, who would you play? I would play me when I taught him the leg drop as a finisher and had to rip his shirt off. Clint said, want to become a magician, RJ? Just get your jacket ready. Oh, okay. Sean said, I popped for Jessamine. Her game streams are strangely calming. You know, they really are. It's like an ASMR, but of just like someone who is pleasant and simple and just wants to enjoy the simple joys of the game. And every time she plays RimWorld, it has that relaxing, almost kind of white noise music. If you were at a health food store or a mystical store that sells crystals and things, they usually have that stand of like calming music. And you would press on one of the squares and it would play. That sounds like the music she plays when she plays RimWorld. I think she's a calming person when she games because she's just an angry brute the rest of the time, whether she's fighting here or fighting there or playing Streets of Rage. She's quite a yeller when the games get intense and it hurts. And I'd rather watch her play RimWorld. It's pleasant. Dave said, I wanted to walk out of the second Mortal Kombat movie, but I was with a large group and couldn't. That's hard. That is a great decision. How did you collectively make the decision? Was it a vote? Did you put it to a vote? Sabrina said, I can't wait for September 13th. It's going to be a disaster. Jeff said, the worst movie ever was The Truman Show. Jeff, it wasn't that bad. I thought Ed Harris was fantastic. Patrick Broom said, I walked out on Zoolander 2. Why are comedy sequels so hard to do right? The one comedy sequel that I thought was better than the original, and this is probably the only circumstance, is Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Only because the first one couldn't decide what it wanted to be, and they finally realized, let's make this more of a family movie. And to me, it hit much better and much more strongly. Dave said Truman Show is fantastic. Now everyone's getting upset. Aaron said, in college, I rented the Aristocrats from Blockbuster, and the Aristocats was inside. Some poor children. Yes, they opened it up, and they got Taylor Negron and Gilbert Gottfried. I think Mario's in it too. Oh, so nice. Neil said, I think we should tell RJ he's actually in the Truman Show. But I'm both Jim Carrey and Ed Harris. And I hate myself because of it. Stokely said, Raw Underground looks like the Dunder Mifflin warehouse. Wouldn't it be great if they just played that music? Someone must have done that already on YouTube. Have put it to the intro. Jordan said he'd be the bad guy from Mr. Nanny. I would love to be the bad guy for Mr. Nanny. The wonderful David Johansen, who I have the biggest crush on. I think he's fantastic, and I follow him and his wife on Instagram. Brandon said, if RJ is on the Truman Show, what does that make me? That's a great question. Hunter said, I've shown my gal pal who's obsessed with Orange Cassidy and knows literal no other wrestling some of your matches. She thought you were very dastardly and mean to Sonny Kiss. Good. Yolanda said, I'll be that. Oh, you're talking about Freak Nasty. That's how far back we are? Oh, Lord. Let me keep going. Nail said, red under-dye photos, please. Key to the City exclusive. We won't show everyone else. It was such a short period. I'm really going to have to dig to find them. I feel like they're all on a desktop computer we threw out. House said Hulk Hogan, Thunder in Paradise. Clint said, hey, RJ, what if some YouTuber makes a diss track about you? I'm not making one back. Brandon said, I don't know. We took a lot of photos, but I don't know if the red is visible in any of them. Hunter said, RJ. RJ is so behind in the chat that I've lost track of where we're at. Let me go quick as possible. Sean said, clearly the greatest musician was Mr. T with his masterpiece, Treat Your Mother Right. Jordan Patrick said, Terry said horrid things, not how good. Tabby said, if you haven't been to a drive-in, the way they work is that they hire theater majors to stand by the cars and shout the dialogue through the windows. I love that so much. Ty is more Lime Ricky. Hunter said, I don't think anyone likes being called simple. Justin's going to go all underground fight on you. I did not mean simple in an intellectual capacity. I meant in pure, in a sense. Simple as in she's genuinely enjoying the game. It's something that I am incapable of. So I'm jealous of her calm. I'm not reading your comment, Nails. Ty said, RimWorld is such a fantastic game. It can be pure chaos at times, but it can also be super chill. Yeah, but you can also kill a bunch of cats on it. Yolanda said, if Hogan did a WAP song, there wouldn't be a moist meow in the place. Just going to let that hang there. Tabby said, the first Ace Ventura aged very poorly, about as poorly as Revenge of the Nerds and all their sequels. Jordan said, New York Dolls or Buster Poindexter. I like New York Dolls. Bill said, I think we need RJ to do a remake of Xanadu where you do all the musical numbers instead of Olivia Newton-John. Fine by me. Dave said, ever think of going with a rat tail for a hair look? No, I haven't. And I'm not even going to let your comment enter my mind. QD21, who just turned 26 yesterday, said, RJ, who'd you like to wrestle in WWE or AEW? And what would be your dream match? My dream match would probably be... I just said this on another show. Me and David Arquette against Mark Ruffalo and a partner of his choosing. I don't give a shit who it is. Undertaker was awesome in Suburban Commando, said Chad. You're a dead man, Ramsey. And he said it in a baby voice. Val said, ha, Nails, I laughed out loud. You can kill cats in RimWorld, said Hunter. I'm calling PETA. Nails said, I love you, RJ. And there's another line. Brandon said, I like New York Dolls. Famous last word. Yolanda is laughing. Sean is laughing. Tabby said, RJ has caught up enough. I don't need to scroll back to see where he is. Well done and boo. Right there, Tabby. Jordan said, New York Dolls no longer a heel to me. Dave said, Stan Hansen should have been in more movies, honestly. I agree. Same with Terry Funk. Let's read another limerick. Since I caught up on the chat, since I did such a good job and now I'm proud of myself, let's waste that a little. Clint said, ever sit in David's lap, RJ? I have, and there's video of it. I did it when Alicia Atute interviewed us. Nail said, quick, someone say something. O said, Mark Ruffalo can't pin a plastic bag. I don't know why you'd want to pin a plastic bag. Ham Licardio said, RJ, all the WAP talk tonight makes me wonder if you have a favorite rapper or rapper group. I liked EPMD, and that was it. Sean said, would you rather have wrestled Andy Kaufman or Tony Clifton or Latka Gravis or the Wildcard? I would have loved Andy was a wrestler. Tony was a showman. Brandon said, does anyone have a bank and want to produce a screenplay that's a novel where RJ has a thrilling cameo? That's a good sales pitch. David said, someone buy an RJ cameo where he sings the WAP song since he hates it. WAP, 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 wap. I love it. Bill said, do you ever get a chance to wrestle in Maple Leaf Gardens before they tore it down? I almost did with Ring of Honor once, but then it didn't pan out, which sucks. Not the old Maple Leaf Gardens. My father went to the wrestling matches at old Maple Leaf Gardens. I don't think by the time I was of age, they were already doing house shows at like Skydome and Air Canada Center. Andrea said, I know so little about Mark Ruffalo, but thanks to you and his show, I despise him. I loathe him. Fair enough. There's more than enough reason to. Hunter said, all the guys are going to leave. RJ doesn't sing WAP. And I'm not going to sing WAP. There's plenty of reasons to stay here. Jordan said, who is your favorite manager besides Heenan? You know, the more I think about it, the more I like Lou Albano. I like Freddie Blassie. There's another guy who's really just one of my favorite promos, a guy named George Crybaby Cannon. If you are not familiar, look him up. He was amazing. A toot. What's the title of the Limerick book? It's literally called The Limerick. You can't see it. Just take my word. You can kind of see it. It's too bright. The book is too bright. And so am I, really. Sean said you're differentiating between wrestlers and showmen now in the name of... I'm just saying that Tony Clifton wasn't a wrestler. I don't think he would lock up with you. He'd give you a good rapping, though. Clint said, don't want to be so mean, but did someone ever call you Cityhausen before? Yes. Yes, they have, and it hurt me tremendously. Nell said, I can't wait for someone to pay money for him to say WAP, so we get the version from his upcoming album. You can whistle, too. You can WAP, too, Nails. EPMD, respect, said Yolanda. Thank you. Thank you. I do enjoy them, and their winter hats. They always wore odd winter hats. QD21 said, RJ, what have you been binge watching? I've been binge watching SCTV's The Days of the Week. It was a recurring soap opera episode, sketch show thing they did. And somebody made a supercut, and it's almost 2 hours long. And I'm about half an hour in, but I intend to get through all of it. Just joined Citizens United. And that is so sweet and minty of you. I like to see the mint because it refreshes me. Thank you, O. Welcome to the cult. It's not a cult, but welcome to the cult. Andre wants to know what is WAP. It's a song. Megan Thee Stallion doing a song. And it's very salacious. Very uncouth. Missy's waiting for the Anyone Can Whistle t-shirt. Nails is talking to Sean. Oh, look at this. That's so sweet of you, Aaron. A little popcorn money for the drive-in, and I can't wait to spend it on my parents. I'm going to get them some jubes, and they're going to have a rollicking good time while I bang my head on the steering wheel. So thank you. Sean said, your thoughts on the musical stylings of Robert Goulet? I just talked about this on Busted Open today. Elvis and Frank Sinatra both hated Robert Goulet. I thought he was like, okay. I don't think he was really that good at all. He was like marginal. And obviously, from what I heard, is not the nicest person. Ty is welcoming O to the cult. Clint said, so which land would you love to roam around? Grassland or desert? Neither. I like my feet on concrete. Nail said, welcome, O, not a cult, never leave again. Oh, please enjoy using all the emojis. Welcome to the cult. Sabrina, this is the cult. Oh, and look at this. David Leonard is now enjoying the condo of charisma. Well, thank you, David. Enjoy the early access to videos and social media Faldera. Dear Lord. Enjoy it all, my friend. It's not a cult. Ty's welcoming David to the cult. Everyone is. Oh, it's weird. Light a candle and get to work. Jordan's becoming very partial to Gary Hart. I wish he was flashier. Sean said, one of us. Since when has this been an emote, said Hunter. And it's the B. Arthur face. Well, if you click on the emojis, there's a bunch. I think there's 11 or 12 of them. Everyone should post their favorite one to show them off to our new members. Nell said, welcome, David. You belong to us now. Betty White is your mortal enemy. And add Mark Ruffalo to the list. And PMD said, welcome, David. Seriously, I would love an RJ City, not a cult shirt. In this day and age. Jordan said, I'm a key to the city member. I could sleep in the fucking condo if you want to. Yeah, you have just a key card. You can let yourself in. It's like one of those 24-hour gyms. Oh, look, everyone's posting their favorite emojis. Val likes the one with my pose. Aaron and Tabby like the Andre the Giant one. Hunter said, my favorite emoji is the pizza one. And it's not a neon pizza. It is a lime Ricky Lake citrus emoji. Brandon said, please remember to contact me about the screenplay. It can't be made without you. I made sure. Gee, thanks. Clint said, NES or SNES? I love playing Contra through the Alien Wars. The thing I love about NES is that it's just 2 buttons. And it has to be a really good game to engage you with such little, you know? By the time you get to SNES, you have the shoulder buttons and the whole thing. It's too much. Nail said the only cult I refuse to follow is to be the cult rule I refuse to follow is to be rude to Danhausen. It's why I'll never be promoted as a cult leader. That's what's holding you back. See, David's using now the animated me and the Lime Ricky Lake, and now I will salute you. Another wonderful teal tribute from Bill. Here's a little bit to thank you in advance if we get any reviews of the days of the week of SCTV. Mojo by Andrea Martin always gets me. I kept laughing about that today. Oh, my son hasn't been here since he was very little. How big was he? Oh, he's very small. And then she said, was he as big as this teacup? That was my favorite. I laughed so hard. John Candy is fantastic in it. And Rick Moranis' catchphrase of, it's good to know my music turns on pretty girls like you, was great. And Andrea Martin, when she's playing May Matlock, and she's hanging from the ceiling and going around, and she's hovering over the table, is beautiful. Jordan said, lest we not forget Mr. Fuji. I'll say. Ty said, can we please get a welcome to the cult? This is not a cult. Yeah, I should maybe cross it out. Let me talk to my person. Oh, loves the limericks. It's inspiring, which tells me I should read another one. There was a young fellow named Rummy who delighted in whipping his dummy. It's a good thing to call it. He played pocket pool with his happy old tool till his shorts and his pants were all cummy. That was a blunt ending on that one, wasn't it, boys and girls? Are you getting your money's worth now? Oh, it's not a cult, I promise you. Enjoy the emojis. Sean Jack said, speaking of SCTV, what is your favorite Catherine O'Hara role? I loved her as Cookie in Best in Show. I thought she was fantastic. She was fantastic in that. It made me laugh a lot. I always loved the limericks. Karen's getting out of here. She has to go to or wake up or whatever because it's a different part of the world. God bless you, Karen. Don't use a hotel key card as a bookmark, please, said Hunter. It's okay. The room door is open anyway. This book, oh my God, said O. Stokely said, do the horse with pleasure. That was for Bobby Fish. May he horse in peace. And Andre Hodge joined Citizens United. This is a real cult gathering today. Everyone is freaking me out. One day we will thank you, Andre, and welcome. And enjoy using all the emojis to torment people in the chat. It is a hoot. And you can also use them during the premieres of my videos, which reminds me that tomorrow is a new WrestleFest game video. Some members like Key to the City and Conway for Charisma have early access to it today, but it's coming out for everyone tomorrow. It's another WrestleFest. I think I played this one as Earthquake. Oh. Welcome, Andre. It's very sweet of you. Bill said, I'm so behind in the chat. Even worse than you. Being at this cottage is brutal. Oh, I love how they kept the days of the week going even when Martin Short joined the show. It was great. And I can't wait to get to the finale. I remember it all, but it's nice to watch it all again. Val welcomes Andre. Nails welcome Andre. This is your life now. Go grab a cigar, but never smoke it. That's how you stay healthy. Tomorrow is a new day, brother. Oh, look at, picking up the emojis quite handily. Very professional. You're really taken to it. Tabby said, it's weird. This is an RJ cult, but our leader is still Brody Lee. That's fine. I don't want to do all the work. Ty said, welcome to the not cult RJ, or Andre. RJ and RJ? Andre, RJ. Nail said, yes, it's Earthquake and you got mad. Yes, so I get very mad tomorrow playing WrestleFest. Welcome, Andre. And look, Andre, thanks to Bill, there's an Andre the Giant emoji there, so you can use that for you. Hunter said, what do you think about Earthquake by Tyler, the Creator? Well, you know what? He didn't create John Tenta, so he's not that good in my book. Andre said, thank you, everyone. Glad to be a part of this. Andrea said, we need to find a WWE trainee at the Full Sail NXT audience who will yell, do the horse, Bobby, at a show. Oh, there's got to be a few. Imagine when fans come back and everyone's at Full Sail and they're all just yelling, do the horse, and he's got to do the horse. Maybe it'll help his career. You know, it's a cool, I think he did that horse thing, and then he blew up everywhere. And then you were on daytime TV. Eric's using the Hogan emoji. Clint said, how's your name Toe Knuckle? You know what? I'm not going to break that down. Jordan said, I did the horse. Cult confirmed. You don't want to do a horse. Brandon said, what are you doing to grow? Emotionally, I'm doing some reading, and I'm being open and honest with the people I love in my life. Eric said, it's not a cult. Nail said, cheers to all the new cult members. Yes, here. Bully for you, as I'm almost out of this drink. Cactus Kelly said, what's your second and fourth favorite John Candy movie? Second is probably The Last Polka. It was, I think, an HBO or a Showtime special about the Schmengies. Fourth is Summer Rental. Turquoise Cult, said SM. I agree. Carla said, Bobby should pay you for the catchphrase. That's merch money. I don't know why. Literally, I don't know why he's not getting on the horse. Sean said, we need an animation of you telling Bobby everybody loves it when you do the horse. Come on, Bobby. Everyone tweet Bobby Fish, and NXT. Tell him to do the horse. Tell him you heard the horse is great, and you can't wait to see it. Michael is late, so late, that's for sure. Jordan said, well played, you son of a bitch, in a Coney Clifton voice. Oh, yes, we drive a taxi. Nails said, you've never had more than one Ricky Lake in a stream, have you? No, because I get bombed. Val said, Nails, I thought he was familiar, but I couldn't recall from where. Sean Jack said, Will Smith and Kevin Hart are remaking Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and I've given up on humanity. Oh, like, whatever. You just got to throw up your hands and be like, cash in, boys. Enjoy yourselves. It's not the same or anything, and just whatever. Clint said, RJ, you like riding the horse? I ride it often. I hope Edie McClurg is still in it, though. I'm sure she will be. Bill said, did you ever see John Tender Earthquake Wrestling Japan in sumo? I saw clips, and he was great. But that gi had to go. You know, Bill, if you Google it, there's a CBC archive interview. They did an interview with John Tenta, a video one, after he retired from sumo, and he was about to join WWE. And he's so young, and it's so interesting to see. Google it. I retweeted it so long ago, but it's easier if you just type it in. Soga said, my Wednesday is not complete until I pay RJ to do the horse. O said, would love to hear your thoughts on the book versus the movie of Rebecca. You know, the movie was so slow to me. It felt like it would be quicker if I read the book. One of the few where I liked the book more. It doesn't really happen. Jordan said, Tabby should make decisions for the stake. John Candy on money is what the world needs. Tabby said, RJ is a cowboy and a steel horse he rides. But no one wants me, regardless of my state. Now, so what is everyone doing next Wednesday if RJ isn't streaming? Anyone want to go toilet paper Ruffalo's house or something? That would be great. Bill said, I would love an After Dark special where you do everything in 3D like Dr. Tongue, Bruno, and Count Floyd. If I could somehow figure out that sound effect and how to have it on command, I would be very interested. I will consider that idea. Shokla said, I need those Uncle Buck-sized pancakes. I need those Gus Polinski pancakes. Carla said, someone needs to do the horse for the people. RJ City provides. Sabrina said, what a fun night. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Good night, Sabrina. Let's bang out a couple more limericks before we get out of here. Shall we? There was a young man of St. Paul's, possessed the most useless of balls, till at last stand at the strand, he managed a stand, and he tossed himself off in the stalls. There was a young man of Savannah, met his end in a curious manner. He diddled a hole in a telegraph pole and electrified his banana. This is a lot. He electrocuted himself. He's trying to have sex with it. Yeah. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. Okay. Here's a good one. Let's end with this one. I like it. A milkmaid there was with a stutter, who was lonely and wanted a fudder. She had nowhere to turn, so she diddled a churn and managed to come with the butter. That one was beautiful. I think that was one of my favorites that I ever read on the show, because it reminds me of Pioneer Village, where they had a butter churner, and I got into an argument in Pioneer Village. And I said, do you churn anything else? She said, no. And I said, well, then why do you call it butter churner? If all it churns is butter, why don't you just call it churner? She's like, well, this is a butter churner. Yeah, I was like, it's making butter. Everyone else is making butter. Just drop churner. Just drop butter from the name. I'm living my own limerick. Ty said goodnight. Yolanda said that was perfect. I agree. Key to the City members, do get your questions in. You have till the end of the week. Next week, I will not be here on Wednesday. There'll be no After Dark. There'll be nothing. Go toilet paper Mark Ruffalo's house. Don't, because then don't. I was joking. Dear Lord, I was joking. I will be watching You Cannot Kill David Arquette with my parents in a car. And then the movie comes out the week after that, and everyone can watch it and tell me how much they didn't enjoy it. But my WrestleFest videos tomorrow. I have a Good, the Bad, the Unknown coming out on Friday. I have a big podcast interview dropping on Friday. And Sunday, I'm doing Busted Open Radio's SummerSlam match game. Not to mention, before that, my coffee and underwear, my own damn shit. So I'll see you all on Sunday. Until then, Godspeed. And God bless.